We're going to continue to work for the release of detained Americans, including Ferrix.
If you're a detained American abroad, we are praying for you. If you are being held wrongfully by a terrorist regime, we pray for your safe return to the United States of America. We wish you well, and we hope better for you. And that, unfortunately, is something that we can't offer in terms of a president, because Joe Biden can't even remember your name. That's exactly what happened yesterday when Joe Biden was giving his press conference on Afghanistan and the withdrawal from Afghanistan. He talked about the Americans who are wrongfully detained in that country. However, he couldn't even remember their names. He couldn't even pronounce their names. Pretty embarrassing stuff, but it's not just you. If that's cold comfort, here we go. It's not just you. Joe Biden couldn't remember the Osama bin Laden raid, had a complete blank on that when he was talking about Osama bin Laden, the killing of the terrorist mastermind who plotted 9/11 from inside Afghanistan, the whole reason we were there in the first place. No, Joe Biden couldn't remember that. And also, Joe Biden said that the mission hasn't failed yet. We have all three clips for you. Pretty humiliating stuff. Please, we pray for you. We wish that you are returning home. You Americans who are detained abroad, we want you safe passage, safe return to America. We're going to try and get you better as a commander-in-chief. We're going to really try here. And believe me, this movement is working. But till then, the gears of democracy have to turn. Till then, here's what you got.
How serious was the corruption among the Afghanistan government to this mission failing there?
Well, first of all, the mission hasn't failed yet. There is, in Afghanistan, and all parties, there's been corruption. The question is, can there be an agreement on unity of purpose? What is the objective? For example, it started off there were going to be negotiations between the Taliban and the Afghan National Security Forces and the Afghan government. That didn't come to fruition. So the question now is, where do they go from here? That the jury is still out, but the likelihood there's going to be the Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely. We're going to continue to work for the release of detained Americans, including Ferrix. I want to pronounce the name correctly. I misspoke, so that he can return to his family safely.
Thank you, Mr. President. Given the amount of money that has been spent and the number of lives that have been lost, in your view, with making this decision, were the last 20 years worth it?
You know my record. I can tell by the way you asked the question. I opposed permanently having American forces in Afghanistan. I argued from the beginning, as you may recall. It came to light after the administration was over, lasted our administration. No nation has ever unified Afghanistan. No nation. Empires have gone there and not done it. The focus we had, and I strongly supported, and you may remember, I physically went to Afghanistan. I was up in that pass where Osama bin Laden was allegedly escaped or out of harm's way. We went for two reasons. One, to bring Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell, as I said at the time. The second reason was to eliminate al-Qaeda's capacity to deal with more attacks in the United States from that territory. We accomplished both of those objectives, period. That's what I believed from the beginning, why we should be and why we should have gone to Afghanistan. That job had been over for some time. And that's why I believe that this is the right decision and, quite frankly, overdue.
Mr.